Ugh, man, I was just thinking, oh, we've done all right not getting internet dips for a while, and then there it is. My biggest frustration, because it just dips for no reason whatsoever. It genuinely just, there's literally no reason for it. Like, hey, yeah, my channel's starting to grow and find things. Let's just disturb that. Let's just make it so you can't earn money out of this, Rob. Let's just make it that it, like, people get decentivized. Sorry about that, people joining the dip. There's something I do wish I could do, and maybe there is a way of doing it, I just don't know how, is stitching two streams together in the upload. Like, if I could, I would, like, just stitch this onto the other YouTube stream. And if I had, like, a proper PC setup and everything, I would probably do that and just, like, local record or something as I go. And then afterwards, if there's like cuts off in the stream and whatnot, delete the streams and upload the local recording. Come on, we're so close. Just let me open the chest. No, I'm saying if I had a PC set up, I would do a local recording. And then if it gets like dips or cut up and whatnot, I would then, after the stream ends, delete them and then upload it as one big file. So you don't get a bunch of different dips and whatnot. So then it looks a bit more uniformed. No, because I wouldn't premiere it. Because it's just content you've already seen. I would just, like, record it and then upload it as one block. I know how to do a premiere, dude. I choose not to because none of the videos I want to upload I care to do it with. I set schedules and leave it as that. I'm not going to, like, essentially sell content back to people like, oh, don't you want to watch it again? No. I would just, like, upload it so it can all be in one upload to make it look more clean and uniformed on the channel, instead of it being 0.1 and 0.2 and 0.3. No worries. But hey, that's why I have my Patreon, because who knows? You might one day help budget me getting a proper PC set up to make the content cleaner on the channel. What we're here is that at the bottom of this cave is, I believe, the first crystal. We're probably going to have to leave part... Stream? Stream? Okay, that might have just been my phone. No, that wasn't me targeted at you. That was saying in general, as in, like, promoting my channel. Promoting it. Okay, nice. Just for an antidote. Yay, thanks! Some cheap money, Gary. We've barely scratched the surface of Chester's area. I am going to count us off, leave, go back to the inn, fully restore, restock on some items as well. This is super expensive. To be honest, depending on how long it takes them to work, I completely understand it. Because ultimately, you're not just paying them to do the work, you're paying for the time they're going to be spending to do it, which was they're going to need to be able to afford food and drink and water and, like, their resources. They're going to need their equipment. They're going to need to, like, maybe have money for rent, etc. So especially if it's, like, something that's going to take them a while, them charging a pretty penny, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Just that I can't afford it, yeah. Also, I'm not sure I want to rest this in. There's literal cobwebs on the ceiling. This isn't well maintained. I know it's because they're literally falling apart, but still. How much money do I have? Okay, I have a fair amount. Okay, let's go. As long as it was only 1 point better, so I'll leave it. And the only piece of armor that's kind of interesting is way too expensive. Where's the generics? They don't have a generics. Uh-oh. Huh. Alright, we're going back to Cornelia. But it's why I'm interested in Pathologic, because the idea of Pathologic is that you're one of 3 characters investigating a town that's about to be hit by, like, the worst plague ever existed. And you have quests throughout each day, and if you're on the time limit, if you don't pass the quests, the plot will still move forward, but one of your, like, buddies, like one of your, like, familiars, will get sick doing it for you. See, I will migrate over to this. But what makes it a difficulty is that it's still a survival game. You have food, you have hunger, and like you have hunger, you have thirst, you have infection. Because if you get bitten by a rat, or you're too close to people who are infected and whatnot, you can get infected. The only way to get rid of an infection is to use a purity stone, but they're extremely rare. And if your buddies get sick, they will die, and they require a purity stone. So you might need that for you, but you might also need to keep one in case you can't do a quest and one of your buddies gets sick. You can't run because it's just the game trying to fuck with you. So and it's a giant town, so you have to actually learn what everything is. Combat is designed that you're likely to lose, so you're trying to avoid conflict at all times. There's a reputation system in the game. If you fail quests too much or struggle to keep on top of it, shops won't serve you because you're too much for a prick, and people can start fights with you on the street and kill you in 3 punches. And on top of all of this, the plague hits on day 2 in the game. On day 1, you can go to a shop, and you might just fucking barely by the skin of your teeth, afford food to keep yourself alive between your quests. Day 2, the cost of food in Pathologic increases by 10 times because of the plague, making it super viable. The biggest thing I always hear about Pathologic is that day 1 is hard. Day 2 is when you find out whether you're prepared to do the game or not. Because day 1, everything's super hard. You will lose every fight you try and start, so don't start a fight. Quests require you to have a lot of management and planning. There's a lot of resource burning. There's a lot of, like, paying attention to where you are, knowing when to rest, because you also have sleep to worry about, making sure you don't get infected, etc, etc. You step into day 2, suddenly the price of everything's multiplied by 10. Now figure it the fuck out. And like in H-Bomber Guy's video, he explains it's like for most of day 2, there's a good chance you just won't have food. And you'll be basically starving to death and just doing little things to get your health back up because you can't afford food. And there's a quest that's only in day 2 that's very devilish because there's a bunch of people in a safety shelter that have no food, and the quest is for them to give you a set amount of money for you to go buy a set amount of food, bring it back to her, so then she can analyze it, make sure it's all healthy, then bring it all over to the estate to try and give it to the people. You're starving and you have no money. The quest gives you money and gives you food that you're not allowed to spend for you and not allowed to eat for you. So you're just carrying around food whilst also starving, and you can't have any of it because it will fail the quest. And then the ultimate fuck you is that when you finish the quest, you get to the den, you find out the infection got in there anyway, all of them are dead. So your whole quest was one giant time waste. It's like, oh, this is pathologic. This is that kind of game, huh? Oh, the second character can dissect enemies and sell them to the black market to make money, making the second character a smidge bit easier. But that's not saying much, because the second character is also the hardest character in the game, because he's been mistook for a murderer. So when you enter the town, your reputation is default set to 0, so no shopkeep will serve you, and people on the street try to kill you. And you start at half health, because the opening cutscene is you getting beaten up by a flash mob. So, like, the second character is like the hard mode. But hey, if you could survive all, I think it's 10 days, you can get your ending. And if you kept everyone alive, you can get your character's good ending. And if you... Because your other two characters are still in the world when you're not playing as them, but they will default make the worst choice on their playthroughs, which is funny, because when you're not playing them, it's like, wow, that guy really fucked that up, huh? How many people made Pathologic? Not big team. It was a small Russian team in, like, 2003. Like, a really small Russian team. Pathologic 2 is way bigger. It's still a Russian team, and it's still the same idea, but it's a super small team from, like, 20 years ago. I have no idea how many people actually worked on it. But the thing is, like, because they make the worst choices, the other playable characters, like, familiars, all of them will get sick. If you get enough of like the purity stones, which basically requires you to do a perfect run, because if you have to heal any of your own or heal yourself, you won't have enough to heal everyone. If you heal enough to completely save one teammate from their situation, you can get one of the 2 secret endings where you can find out that basically there's a group of children in the town, and the children are actually the gods. They're the ones that are puppeteering everything, and you're basically just puppets of their game. If you save both of them, you get an extra secret ending where you go back to the theater, and there's 2 people there, and they're straight up the developers of the game, and you can talk and interrogate them with your character, and your way you can interrogate them is based on how you played the game, to get more information about the game on a meta level. And what's great is that the surprises don't end there. Once you beat the game once, the third character becomes available to play. If you do both secret endings to the third character, the game acknowledges, it knows you already know this. So when you get the first ending, instead of like the big reveal, the kids just talk to you and they will answer your questions, and there's little things that you can get more details out of that you might have had after your first visit, because they know as a player you've already done it. And when you go see the developers, they acknowledge you've been here before. So you've done this. They even say, why are you here again? And that's just the first game. The second game is... It's weird. The second game is technically complete, but it's also not. What I mean is, it's got a full release, and it is a full release, but it's only got one playable character, with the other 2 playing to come as future content later on. But it's also been 6 years since the second character went into development, and all there is to show for it is a demo where you play the first day as that character. But Pathologic 2, from everything I've heard, is the better executed version of that entire game. Like, it still kicks your ass, it's still brutal, it's just everything they were trying to do is better executed in that game. Because the biggest thing that stops Pathologic 1 from being, like, the ultimate Doom masterpiece, as in, like, it's the game that hates you, but it's a masterpiece, is that the game does genuinely just have technical problems, unfortunately. There's some things that might feel like technical problems, but no, it's the game screwing with you. But then on top of it, there is also just technical problems, unfortunately. Whilst Pathologic 2 doesn't have many, if any, of them. They're making games because the passion's still there. When it's a huge ginormous team with a big publisher and CEO, usually it's the publisher that makes all the decisions and the developers just do what they're told, so a lot of the creativity dies with it. I mean, the silliest example was I was watching a Mandalore Gaming's video on the Dangerous Hunt games, and someone in the comments said like he was a developer, and when they showed it off to the publishers, they got super angry that they referred to the guns as weapons and not firearms, and demanded they changed it before they could proceed. Like, publishers can get really fucking finicky about dumb shit sometimes. Okay, there is a secret room down the bottom. Oh, and a room to the right. Okay, we're clearing out. But Pathologic 2 is on PlayStation 4. So there is a huge part of me. I keep on, like, side-eyeing it. Like, I'm so tempted. Like, I know the whole point of the game is that it isn't fun. It's to make you, like, approach it. Like, it's to deliberately make you approach things very differently. On, like, a very, like, primal level. You can't just go and start a fight with enemies because you will lose. Even if you pick up a gun in, like, Pathologic 1, I don't know if it's the same in 2. If you pick up a gun in 1, it's extremely inaccurate. So even if you aim down the sight at like point blank, there's still a good chance you'll miss. So even when you get something that you think is like a surefire, you've got an advantage, it isn't. And like, H-Bomber Guy's video made me laugh. He said when they first give you a gun, it's a 6-chambered revolver, and they put 7 enemies in front of you, so you physically can't kill them all. I was just like, that's such a funny dick move. That's such a like hyper-precise, funny dick move. So you have to actually, like, punch one of them, at least one of them to death, assuming you don't miss any of your shots. Oh, the Minotaur ran away. That was the enemy I was, like, afraid of, to be honest. Water swords and oh, I could so I'm gonna go back in so I can bring up the map and see what's in the other buildings. Kind of like plot my routing. Oh, okay, yeah, there's 3 chests in there, so I do need to go back for it. I need to not go back, go to it. And the best route to do that is down and take a left, and then down here. Oh, there's a lot of enemies here. Uh-oh. Nice. Oh, hi. Oh, okay. We've dealt with enough Earth Elementals to know what we're doing here. Damn, 5,000 gil. I really wish someone else in the party could carry fucking shields. I think when, like, some of them class upgrades can carry shields, but I'm not sure. Oh, here's the Minotaur. Are you actually gonna fight me this time? Yes. Okay, he wasn't even too bad. Oh, you're doing... I still haven't done Atheum Wars. It's like literally the only content I haven't done, and it's probably gonna stay that way. At least for a while. Holy shit. Okay, these ones I'll fight normally because there's just less of them. I'm trying to save my magic charges. It's why I'm not using the level 5s, because I'm saving them for the boss. I'm trying to remember which one of the 4 fiends. I want to say it's Lich first, but I might be wrong. There's Lich, there's Tiamat. It's been a while, I can't actually remember the rest of my head. Okay. Oh, these are undead. They go first, annoyingly, but they're undead, so we can deal them. Okay, so there is a chest there, there is a chest there. The only one that's empty is the top left, so a chest there. Oh, sorry, I want to use heal. I'm going to use Cura. Just to kind of top everyone up. Also, I'm pretty sure in this game your health caps at 999, not 9,000. Because, you know, earlier fantasy games weren't so, like, number-formed that they are nowadays, where it's like, everything must be super high-numbered. Which is funny, because, like, you know, I'm also going to be playing Final Fantasy 13 soon, when that arrives, like, is what I've ordered. And 13, like, at the end of the game, you have, like, 32,000 HP. And the final boss is, like, 9 million health, and you're like, what the fuck? Oh, so we will have to go, like, up, right, and down, okay. It's funny how often enemies try to run in this game. And it's also funny how often they don't work. Oh, I was like, will we get there? Oh, cockatrice. Oh, please don't be the cockatrices that can petrify. Be like before you figured that out. So I've only got 1 gold needle, so if we get petrified, we're in trouble. I had a feeling. Oh, just not one of these guys. It's an old trick now, game. We've dealt with enough of elementals. And for our trouble... Hey, we have 2 gold needles now. So next is top center, and then just follow it along in a relatively linear fashion, to be honest. Mummy's hurt. to say, how is everyone doing on health? We're doing okay. What do you think for time-wise? What do you mean? Do you mean like when I'm wrapping up? I'm probably after this dungeon. But this dungeon will take a smidge because it's like the first like major dungeon. About in half an hour. I might be done around-ish that time. Genshin, I think. Yeah, no worries, dude. Like, how many treasure chests? We're on 14 and 24. We've got another 10 treasure chests in here, give or take, to get to the end of the dungeon. So, like, one more floor, probably. 1 or 2 more floors. I also want to start doing some grinding of stream as well to get some money. Hey, goddess. Oh, there's a lot of fucking trouble in here with no loot. You know what, I'm stupid, I'll fight him. Of course, it's just another Earth Elemental. Why did I think of anything else? Right, we're doing well, goddess. Yeah, so we don't need to spend any time in here. Fucking they can petrify, damn it. I was really hoping they would forget the cockatrice. Oh, you still get experience, good. Do you stay petrified? Of course you do. You know what that means? I'm going to start quick saving a whole bunch. Going to artifacts today. I need to do that in Star Rail. I'm probably going to do that after the stream because I'm still working on. I want to get a couple more piece rerolls for Silverwolf. I'm happy with most of her build, but not all of it. And Kafka, like all of her stuff is kind of bad right now. No, hand-holding is the wrong word for it. Most Final Fantasies for Final Fantasy X didn't directly just tell you where to go. You just had to pay attention, and then you could figure out where you had to go. This game's really no exception. And if you're ever stuck, there's a dancer in the center of town in Cornelia that will spell out exactly what you need to do. All things in the world are destined to end in death. The seal cannot be broken, and so the earth shall rot. You cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. So he's that guy. I don't think Scourge will work. I don't think the insta-kill will work. It would be funny to try, but now I'll just bomb him. The vampire, I mean, yeah. Good fight, good fight. You cannot kill the undying. Oh fuck, you killed me in one turn. Yeah, Final Fantasy is the inspiration of fucking everything. Well, that and Dragon's Quest. They are kind of like the forefathers of like most RPG, like most like Japanese RPGs anyway. Star Ruby, which is for later. Ah, fuck it, I'll burn a Scourge. It nearly hit everything, oh god. Stone slab is set on the floor, an evil force seems to be emanating from within. Oh, we can't do this yet. We need to go to the giant... No, the Cavern of Earth to the west. I'm a bit obsessed. Really, you think? Alright, so, yeah, we can't do the rest of the last 8 chests and the rest of this dungeon yet. I completely forgot we're supposed to go further west. I mean, we need to get the Star Pendant, so we had to come here anyway. But we're supposed to go further west from town. So I'm going to head back to Melmond, heal up, and I'll probably save and wrap up the stream there. So we're going to start the trek back now. The PSP port, even in the original NES version, you have the dancer in the center of town that will explain in explicit detail what you need to do next if you're ever stuck. Well, they might dance around it a little bit, so you've got to use a little bit of thinking yourself first. But they will basically say, hey, there's a den somewhere that has a certain item that you might need for the future. Maybe towards the north! And you're like, oh, okay, got it. And so you go north and start looking around. If Fear and Hunger ever gets a proper console port, one man, just for you, I'll do one stream. But I'm telling you right now, everything I've seen on it, I think I will probably it really will only be the once. It really doesn't look like my cup of tea. I'll play it once to humor you, and that's about it. Really? Yes. I can put that right next to Sonic Shuffle of, like, things I will actually do if they actually happen, but I don't know if they ever will at all. Now, I wouldn't mind trying it for once, just to hear what the whole hubbub is about. Aren't we all? As I nuke these fucking walls to oblivion. Oh hey, I just got the antidote I'm going to be spending. There we go. Oh, we can just punch these to death. Hey, it's got some wonderful news to read. Essentially, like, I'll say the details because it's my sister, but because of a few slight complications during the procedure of, like, my sister giving birth, she wasn't allowed to leave the hospital yet, basically, until all the checkups are done. To make sure, like, everything's fine, everything's taken a boo, everything's safe, sort of thing. Her husband just messaged in, like, oh, like the family group chat, just saying that, like, the baby's been all cleared. They're just doing one more check with Sophie, like with the midwives, and then she'll be all cleared, and then they can finally go home. I've literally made a mark on my calendar, like, for my niece now, because I'm just like, I'm gonna spoil the shit out of this kid. And I was like, this kid has no idea what's coming her way. Oh Jesus, it's Indiana Jones' worst nightmare. Fucking a room of 7 snakes. No, I'm not going to be like one man. I am proudly me. And I fucking hate talking about politics, so no, How do I get out of here again? Uh-oh. Oh, up there, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, trophy unlocked, money bags, 100,000 gil. The trophies in this game. Definitely the easiest platinum. I know I've said it several times this stream, but it's definitely the easiest platinum. Literally just beat the fucking game and you're like 90% of the way there. I swear. I appreciate it. Alright, let's get back. Actually, I'll just something counters off because these enemies aren't going to be helpful. Where we need to go, just to show, over here, that cave there, will lead out an exit point on the other side of the mountain, and then just south of it is another cave. Like, I want to say this is Titan's Cave. Oh, Giant's Cave, sorry. There's a different localization, I guess. And then beyond it is... the crystal we need in like an extra like a building, and then when we get that crystal we come back and go back in that dungeon and we can clear it out. Or the thing we need to get to the crystal, sorry. These levels are top tier. The entire game, ultimately, even if you're not talking to NPCs to figure out where you need to go, or haven't experienced it before to have a general idea of where you're going, like me, the game just heavily encourages exploration. Just pick a direction and explore, you'll discover a lot. It's just some of like the miscellaneous details later on that you might miss. I mean, we somehow missed the level 4 shop. For goodness sake, you know? So at some point we'll have to come back and find it. So there's no item shop here, so off stream I will go and fix that. Actually, whilst I'm here, that's 24. What's the armor up here before I wrap? Other than super expensive. 34. It's 10 more points in defense. That's why it's so goddamn expensive. I will wait. I don't think we need it right this second. But I will grind some money, mostly because I think it's the level 8 spells. It's like 200,000 per spell, and it's like, okay, yeah, so we need money eventually. So I will wrap it up here. We've got most of, like, we didn't get the first crystal, unfortunately, like I wanted to, but we're close. We are close. Get through Giant's Cave, come back to the Earth of the Cavern, we've got it. The second crystal afterwards, we need to get the canoe, and we're going into that maze of lakes in the bottom right corner, because we need to find Mount Gulg. Or Mount Gulag, as I used to call it as a kid, because I didn't know any better. Actually, I think we have to go to Crescent Lake first, which, if you don't know what it is, you can literally see, it looks like a crescent moon in the lake in the bottom right. But I'll remember we get there. But Mount Gulg we need to go to. When we get... Then afterwards we have a pretty good chunk of quests. But when we get to past that chunk of quests, Sunken Shrine basically leads straight into the Flying Fortress. It's like the third crystal basically leads straight into the fourth one. All you need is the Leatherstone. Mount Gulag. Yeah. I was a kid, alright? Yeah, I've beat Phantasy Star 4. I haven't beat 1, 2, or 3 because I didn't own them, but I beat Phantasy Star 4. But yeah, as long as we get the Leatherstone from Sunken Shrine, then we come back to the Mount Thingy-Bob in the south center, Mount Dougal or Durgan or whatever it's called. Oh, Mount Durgar, there it is. We can get the airship and we can go straight to the fortress. It's literally that quick. The Sunken Shrine basically leads straight into Flying Fortress. And Flying Fortress, you can find the Adamantite, which will get us the ultimate weapon. Once Flying Fortress is done, we're literally done with the game. So I said, like, the first crystal and the third crystal are the ones that are kind of chunky to take time. Because the first quest, you have to, you know, go do Garland, you have to do all these, like, back and forth questings to get Astos, to get the boat. You have to go to the mines to get it, like, the whole blown so you can go through. And then you have to go to the Giant Cave to get the thing that you need for the Cavern of Earth to get the thing for the Giant's Cave. And the Giant's Cave, you get the thing back for the rest of the Cavern of Earth. Like, it's a whole back and forth. The canoe, the lake, that's kind of more linear-ish. It's kind of like a straight shot. You just go get what you need, get it done. Then afterwards, it's all the shit with the Sunken Shrine. That will take a while. But I digress. I can't remember if I saved, so I'm going to save again. I am going to call it here properly, and not just, when we was cut off. And also, to look at bestiary, we already have 45 of 128. This game is not that big. There's a trophy for 100%ing enemies, but it's really not that big. Like, if I quick scroll over here, there's still some randoms we haven't encountered, but they'd be easy for me to clean up. When we're done here, we come out here, I believe. Or we come out... Oh, no, we come out here, sorry, and then we come in here, and in here is what we need to explore the rest of this. But I digress. Thank you all so much for watching. Sorry about the internet dip in the middle. We will be back with more tomorrow, because I said I want to try and get this game done in 3 streams, and I genuinely think we can. So, like, tomorrow I'll be trying to get at least the first 2 crystals. So then just Sunken Shrine's the real, like, meat of the 3rd stream, if need be. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. If you haven't already, it genuinely really helps the channel grow. Additionally, you can find my Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal in the description of every single video. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. And I mean that. No more fucking random delays because of bullshit out of my control. We're back tomorrow. Take care.